And again, this, reminds me of a Viktor Frankl quote that he said in the book Man's Search for Meaning that I'd like to read. He says, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. We must realize that our attitudes that we develop in life are not the same things always as our personality traits. I think I've made the mistake of thinking that my personality is just cursed when it's actually my attitude. We can change our attitudes with discipline and persistence. And like he was saying in that quote, it's our choice. It's our choice. No one can take your ability to choose your attitude and how you deal with circumstances, no matter what. Nobody can actually take that from you. They can take everything else from around you. You could be in a prison cell in an isolation chamber, and you still have the choice to accept and deal with that however you're going to. It's a terrible situation, but you still have the choice. They can't take that choice from you, that attitude of how you're going to deal with that terrible circumstance. And so, like I was saying, I've made that mistake sometimes of confusing my attitude with my personality. And I even thinking that my personality was innately cursed when it's not the case and flawed. It's my attitude that's flawed. It's my attitude that affects my personality association with others and with life and how I go about, going through life. Another great quote that comes to mind is by Santine, who was a great spiritual man. He always used to say, we must have attitudes of gratitude. And I think gratitude is a key concept for us to transcend out of self-importance into self-awareness. We must strive for compassion, acceptance, honesty, gratefulness, and humility. And when we improve in these areas, I think we'll see much more noticeable difference in our day-to-day actions and our day-to-day attitudes and how we go about dealing with things in life. When we have more self-awareness and less self-importance, we invite the graciousness in of life, the graciousness of others. That's another concept I was really thinking about, is that it's really not gracious to be self-important, but when you're self-aware and you're walking with more grace and humility, the magic can happen. And we feel like when we're in our modes of self-importance that we can make things happen, that we can push through, that we're smart enough, that we're strong enough, that we're persistent enough, that we can do anything. But it's really not the case, because that's presumptuous. Presumptuous is kind of the opposite to me of graciousness. In self-awareness and in graciousness, we realize that we are truly reliant upon our brothers and our sisters and the team and the people and the friends and the family, or at work, the colleagues, the people around us who really support us and help us achieve our goals. It's not a one-man or one-woman show, ever.